guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my February TBR video featuring the return of my TBR jar. I forgot to talk about it in my January wrap-up, but I did complete, I talked about it a little bit, but I did complete all of the prompts for my TBR game, I guess we're gonna call this, I don't know, in January, and I even completed all of the extra things that I assigned myself where I kept everything in that specific genre. So that really worked out for me because I have decided that that means that I get to veto any prompt from this month and put it back into the TBR jar to be drawn again later. So without any further ado, let's get started working on my February TBR. As always, just keep in mind that my TBR is 100% subject to change, as I evidenced last month when I switched out one of my books for something totally random that just happened to be what I was in the mood for at the time. So I like to start these by picking a book, and then hopefully by the time I get to it I'm still in the mood, but you know, you never know, and I'm not going to force myself to read something that I'm not in the mood for, which is why a lot of these are purposefully vague prompts, which is both a pro and a con, because they fit a lot of books, but at the same time, they fit a lot of books. Okay, so the very first genre I picked is sci-fi, and it is anything that involves a game, a challenge, or sports. Round 2. This one is a romance, and it is anything with an animal or a plant on the cover. We went with A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer, which is book 2 in the Curse So Dark and Lonely series? Cursebreakers series? Cursebreakers series. I have been putting this off literally for an entire year, but A Vow So Bold and Deadly is on its way to me from Barnes & Noble, so I can finally put this on a TBR. I am so excited to get back into this world. I loved A Curse So Dark and Lonely so much, so I am severely hoping that this will not disappoint. This one is also a sci-fi, and it is a debut author or a book. I picked Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson. This is also an Owl Crate edition, and it has very shiny gold edges. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, look at that. Look how pretty it is. Anyway, all that I know is this is about a woman who has been in cryo sleep for like thousands of years, and when she comes out of it, like, people are worshipping her as a goddess. That's the extent of my knowledge, but it is a sci-fi, it is a debut author, it fits the prompt, we're gonna go with it. Okay, this one is a fantasy, and it is the prettiest cover on your TBR. I could have a lot of fun with that one. For that, I went with Where Dreams Descend, because this is gorgeous. I am a huge fan of like the naked hardcover look, and this is the Owl Crate edition of it, and I love it so much. Historically, circus type fantasies have not really worked out for me, but I did love The Greatest Showman, and I've heard that this is a lot like that, but with magic, so I'm in. I'm here for it. Let's see how it goes. This is another romance, and it is anything with less than 1,000 reviews on Amazon or on Goodreads. I don't have a physical copy of the book that I chose for this, but that is Isoldes by Kimberly Grimes. I got an arc of this from NetGalley, and I have to have it read by March. There's actually a bunch of other books that I have to have read by March, so if any of those fit with any of these prompts, you'll probably see me switching out these books for those, because I do need to get those read as soon as I can. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself with stuff like that. So, anyway, Isoldes by Kimberly Grimes is the book that I chose because obviously it is not released yet, so most of the reviews are from NetGalley reviewers, so it doesn't have 1,000 reviews, which is perfect. And it apparently has a light romance in it, so that fits my extra category as well. Okay, so I think that I've decided I'm going to use my win from last month, I guess, and put back the sci-fi that involves a game or a challenge or sports and revisit that later, because I just like looked through my entire bookshelves and I honestly cannot come up with anything for it right now. So we're gonna put that back and redraw. All right, we've got another fantasy, which always makes me happy. Okay, so another fantasy, a book everyone seems to have already read. Oh, that fits a lot. The next book that I picked up was Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and first of all, this cover is also beautiful, so I guess that would have worked, which again is the problem with some of these prompts. But this was for a book that everybody seems to have already read, and that is supposed to be a fantasy. That is this. I feel like everybody's already read Spin the Dawn. I've heard it described over and over and over and over again as Mulan meets Project Runway, so we're gonna give it a try, and we're gonna see how it goes. Okay guys, so that is it for my February TBR. Like I said, this is always subject to change. I have the ability to change these out at my discretion, and hopefully I have kept all of the books that I read in February with the prompts so that I can use that skip again and switch something out if I'm not feeling one of those prompts at the time. But that is it for me today, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!